I have a to-do list. Eat plants, as much plant matter as possible, stay creative, and sleep.
You're close to a t-shirt.
That's
You
it.
put that, eat plants.
Eat plants, eat plant matter.
Make it easy.
Sleep.
Yeah, sleep. Stay creative, sleep.
Take breaks. Go outside.
No, it's too much. It's not punchy enough.
It won't be on the t-shirt, but it could be
Nobody's
on the
got that.
back of the t-shirt.
There
And
you
go
go.
outside. And live outside. And build a yurt out of recycled materials. There would be font everywhere on the shirt. It would be like, the sleeves.
Going around.
And build a yurt. You were living in a room, but you need to look it over. Banking on an audience. You made all the rules up. You were waiting on the notion. Something to just rattle you and treat you like a person. Instill you with some gratitude. It's what you gave me that no one can remember. What you were building in the lake. It was taken to the bridge. You're moving out of memories. A couple more and that'll do. Just to put this like a remedy. There's no way I could be mad at you. Hesitation got you living in the basement and you're missing on the light of the moon. Levitation as a labor of love. A little something like the heat of the sun, the cold night that swallows you. Hesitation got you eager to run. Hell, I think I follow you. You're never gonna break my heart. Not a real sad song. Now the days grow by, and the change don't last long. Now you're talking in a hurry.
You've been talking so
throwing back the
fast.
Adderall. Now you're thinking with the Jersey.
You'll never
You can meet me by the waterfalls. You remind me of a room, but I need you like a doorway. If I ever get out, I'll be having my doubts. Super gentle on my mind. Put me in the tune. All you need to do is lie to me, just to put this in slow motion. Where love is only bribery. It will all be over soon. It's what you fed me from the artery. I was talking the same, couldn't put it in the frame. All the passing of time. I was blowing out the candles good, so nobody keeps a part of me. The way you look me in the eye, babe, keep you closer than an enemy. Hesitation got you living in the basement and you're missing on the light of the moon. Levitation as a labor of love. A little something like the heat of the sun, the cold night that swallows you. Hesitation got you eager to run. Hell, I think I follow you. You're never gonna break
You'll
my
never
heart
break
without a
my
real sad song. Baby, now the days
You'll
grow
never
by,
break my
and the change don't last long. Now you're talking in a hurry.
You've been talking so
Throwing back the
fast.
Adderall. Now you're thinking of New Jersey.
You'll never
You can meet me by the waterfalls. Hesitation got you living in the basement and you're missing on the light of the moon. Levitation as a labor of love. A little something like the heat of the sun, the cold night that swallows you. Hesitation got you eager to run. Hell, I think I follow you.
Beautiful. Welcome to my studio apartment.
Ah, thanks, man. You got a good one. Like this
Yeah.
wall.
Set up. All wonders.
It's a lot of hard drives, man.
Yeah. They keep adding up. The technology's moving along, but the data just seems to get bigger.
It's what happens when you're busy, man.
So, would you mind introducing yourselves, this
Awesome.
iteration of the band?
Yeah, my name's Thom LaFond, Tom with an H, and this is Chris Duffy over here on the bass, and Katie Mintle on vocals, and this is most of the crew that we make albums under my name. So always Duffy on the bass, always Katie on the vocals.
Awesome. You were saying you guys haven't performed in a little while.
Yeah, we mostly record and we play a few shows in the Denver Boulder area a year essentially. And Duffy's in a band called the Magic Beans, and Katie performs solo and also freelances with a bunch of people. So this is this is a treat to have my friends here play music with me.
So what have y'all been up to lately?
Want to go first?
Music and existential dread. Just ping-ponging back and forth.
What's going on?
Just normal human stuff.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah, balancing music and the dread. It's good. It's the music is in the middle though, between just the human experience and the dread. It's a reflection. The more dread, the more music.
The dread helps the music?
Yeah, one makes the other.
It's out of absolute desperation. You're like, damn, the world. That's not good. Okay, I'm gonna do this now.
Well, I was going to save it for later, but one of the topics I've been exploring is things people are worried about or anxious about, whether it's within themselves or within the world around them. I'm just curious, what brings you guys worry, what you're kind of on your mind lately?
I think I see a lot of divisiveness. There's so many sad things happening that it's easy to forget kindness. And sometimes I experience a little too much of the internet. So I think the amount of internet that is also all this angst and anger and negative comments and stuff, and that kind of drives the rhythm of the internet right now. I think that makes me a little sad that people want to talk to each other like that, and I'm worried that this whole big old world, not quite enough love to go around right now. I wish there was more. That's all.
Yeah.
Screen time. The screen time bothers me.
You think that's what's driving the unkindness is less face-to-face kind of interaction and...
Yeah. Seeing something at face value just by yourself and reacting to it is different than when the other end has emotions. You have emotions and you strike a balance. Mm-hmm. I think that's there's no balance. You're just my phone's showing me this thing. I hate this thing that it's showing me. I really feel opinionated that I don't like this. It got all up in my face. Yeah, I think putting the phones down is probably
I get music's a way to kind of get folks out to be together.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of it. Live music, and I've seen some really good concerts where everyone had their phones put away.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Is that a rule at any shows you play?
I wish. I'm not quite there yet. Jack
Maybe
White
you could
does
just
it.
start scolding people. Would that help?
I think the more scolding, the more kindness.
Now this might go contrary, but you could name call
Guy with the
names.
phone on your phone. Hey, is that video really cool? Can you show me? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to alienate anybody, but I also. Yeah, what are you worried about? I've been rambling about. Sound like an old boomer here. Damn phones.
Well, is this a personal situation, or is this a general world situation?
Yeah, whatever comes to mind. I know I worry about myself a lot and the future, and so kind of maybe whatever comes to mind or is occupying your thoughts.
Well, there's illness in my family, so I worry about that and being without family. in this tumultuous time. That's pretty much all I worry about at the moment. The things closest to home, I think, are easier to worry about. The closer to home, the more you worry.
Yeah. There's some of those things might be scary because they're maybe out of your own control.
Totally out of your control. Totally. When it comes to illness, you can only do what you can to be healthy, and there's nothing you can do if things go south or if things clear up. You just gotta wait and see.
It's not like a fair ball game. It's unfortunate. That's just part of life. I guess.
That's just life. That's just life.
It doesn't matter if you're a quote unquote good person or a bad person.
No.
Yeah.
You can just control your diet and eat less chips maybe, but that's about...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That only counts for some.
I have a to-do list
You
that's
gotta
like
have some joy.
eat plants, as much plant matter as possible, and stay creative, and sleep.
You're close to a t-shirt.
That's
You
it.
can put that, eat plants.
Eat plants. Eat plant matter.
Make it easy.
Sleep.
Yeah. Sleep. Stay creative. Sleep.
Take breaks. Go outside.
No, it's too much. It's not punchy enough.
It won't be on the t-shirt, but it could be
Nobody's
on the
got that.
back of the t-shirt.
There you
go
go.
outside. And live outside. And build a yurt out of recycled materials.
It's very abstract.
There would be font everywhere on the shirt. It'll be like, the sleeves.
Going around.
And build a yurt.
Anything come to mind?
Duff, man.
Oh,
You started this existential dread.
yeah. Goodness. Yeah, just, wasted opportunity, wasted energy that seems like has so much potential, and then time goes by and you kind of see situations going in the opposite of what could have been. Just wasted potential. It's a very sad thing.
Yeah, I struggle with something that might be similar. Is just like feeling like I use my time wisely or need to optimize it. It doesn't seem like the best way to be, but it's like, I think maybe part of it's for me is once I became freelance, I became in control of my time. So I wanted to like use it wisely and feel like I had a fulfilled day and like get enough work done, exercise. But I worry that the path to happiness is probably not worrying about how you spend your time. So I don't know the answer, but I feel like it's in the other direction, even though I'm guilty of similar things.
Right. I find I'm in a point in my own spiritual journey cycle where I'm kind of reminding myself of the first things that kind of lit, when you first get into spirituality maybe, and you discover that mindfulness and living in the present moment is so powerful, endlessly powerful for your entire life. And then, you kind of forget, or maybe you think you understand that, and then years go by and you kind of wake up and you're like, oh, I'm really not living in that attentive mindset. I'm kind of flitting around in a way that doesn't seem centered, sane.
Yeah, like you can learn techniques and such, but if you just put the tool in the toolbox, I guess, and you don't use it, it doesn't matter that you learned it. Because I used to meditate more and I don't now. So because I was like, oh, it takes so much time,
and
I wonder why I'm anxious.
Right.
Yeah, the productivity thing.
Yeah, it's nice to have issues where all the answers are right in front of you.
It's within.
Yeah, and that's kind of all issues, actually. Everything is just there. It's how you...
What you can control.
Yeah.
For me, I like stoicism as a philosophy, kind of worrying about what you can control and letting the things go that you can't. And it's actually pretty similar with a lot of Eastern philosophy as well. But once again, like, it's not like I follow it that well.
Well, yeah, and it takes a whole lifetime of practice,
Yeah, that's the problem. I need to practice more.
Every moment can be a practice, if we remember.
We're practicing right now.
Nice stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to like believe a lot of things. Had a philosophy at one point in my life. It was based on dreaming. And I would go to this one place in my dreams, and it was like a city that was familiar. Like I'm from Schenectady area, New York, and it looked a lot like Schenectady. It looked like also like a Greek fish market, and like New York City, like everywhere. So this like dream collage I was like going to and visiting every night in the same dreams. And I started to feel like, oh, this is the place that I'm gonna go when I die, because I'm just working on a collage. So the song's called Life as a Sigh, and it's about your whole lifetime maybe just building a little cute diorama and falling asleep in it. And I don't believe that anymore, but I did when I wrote the song, so I got a song out of it. Because the dreams got weirder. Half the places I like, nowhere never lasts. As soon as I find out the lay, the unturned stones swing down the hawk on my past, with the bird's eye view of all you do, waiting on the crash. If only you could see this place we brought together, woven strings. All the scenes of memory flow through you like a well. I climb the cityscape from hell, with the bird's eye view of all you do, waiting on the crash. The water rose and swallowed all the flowers, the coast and all the humming of the power, living out the life of a sigh now. The best thing we could do would be to lie down in the city you've assembled in your sleep. It's all yours now. Half the places I like, nowhere never lasts. As soon as I find out the lay, the unturned stones swing down the hawk upon my past, with the bird's eye view of all you do, waiting on the crash. The water rose and swallowed all the flowers, the coast and all the humming of the power, living out the life of a sigh now. The best thing we could do would be to lie down in the city you've assembled in your sleep. It's all yours now.
Do you have a new theory about dreams?
What's that?
Do you have an updated theory or anything?
Updated theory about dreams? I think the collage is still building. I just might I go back and forth between believing that and believing that everything's just over and it all goes black. So it's like, that's my hopeful theory. And my less hopeful theory is becoming more hopeful because I think that that's beautiful too. It just makes it all the more reason to enjoy while you're here, while you're here.
Why do you think we are here? What's the deal with this?
Dang, this is deep. What are we getting into?
I was just wondering, you know?
Yeah.
If, like, anybody knew.
Nah. You know. You've been holding out on us.
I'm reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
What?
Are you reading
That's
it?
the book I'm reading right now.
Yeah. And in the front, in the cover, you're supposed to read the excerpt before any of the sections. And it's, you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That's how important you are.
That's the truth. We're just the universe looking back at itself, right?
Tell me about that. The universe looking back at itself. The universe is ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah. We are one little tiny way that the universe dances with itself and gets to look at itself through our lens of our consciousness.
Do you think we create consciousness or consciousness creates us?
I think we create consciousness, but I think it's our type of consciousness, and it is sort of like a jumbled kaleidoscope that kind of messes with the actual underlying energy, which is just the baseline, which you can't talk about or else it disappears. You know, the stuff you can't talk about by definition, because by talking about it, you miss the mark.
It's like dancing about architecture.
I'll have to think about that one.
Oh,
I didn't fully soak in. I was trying to, but by talking about it, it doesn't exist, or
yeah, or it's just so difficult to talk about.
It's
Put it
like
to words.
it is.
if you try
For
not
sure.
to want, you are wanting to not to want.
Right.
So you can't want not to want.
These are the traps.
Exactly.
It does seem such a challenge to talk about big concepts, and I always found like myself sounding really silly. It's like big and the universe and spiritual, and it's like I myself would roll my eyes at myself in a certain situation. But it's just the nature of the conversation, I think, is it's hard to put into words. But it's an interesting journey. I think by 2030 or 2035 we'll have it all figured out.
Oh yeah.
There's some
Be an answer for
strong minds
everything.
working on it.
Yeah.
Having a few joints in their basement. They'll figure it out for us.
Get the plastic out of the ocean. Figure out why we're here. Because that's good.
It might be one of those
place to
things
start.
like it wouldn't, if we figured it out, then we wouldn't have anything to like do or live for. Or like
It'd
it
be like
would
cleanup
eliminate
crew.
the living or something. So maybe we need the question.
The search for that answer has probably inspired a lot of good art.
There's a book about that. But I won't go into it.
Hey Tom, it's a nice hat. Can
Oh.
you tell me
Little
where'd you get
story
that?
about it? I got this in Nevada City on tour.
Where is it? In Nevada?
No, it's in California. It's strange how they do that.
Yeah, Idaho Springs.
Yeah.
It's,
I know. Kansas City. What are we doing here?
it's in both states.
That is a kind of a cool fun fact about that. Yeah.
I hear that I was telling the last band here because they were headed to Greeley. I hear there's a really cool cowboy type hat store in Greeley.
Oh yeah. That
Do you know
that
this?
makes sense. No, I
Okay.
once was part of fostering a horse that we got from Greeley. It makes sense that they sell cowboy hats. so
Yeah,
they got
all the real
horses.
deal, like ranchers and cowboys I
Yeah.
talked to, they're like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, where'd you get that hat? And it's like Greeley Hat Works or something.
There's good Western shops around here. There's one Steamboat.
What do you guys do in your time off? You do some cowboy stuff, or
Definitely, yeah, like wrangling cattle,
I knew it.
building fences. Yeah, definitely just shoveling a lot of poop. Just basics. No, we
Rugged.
just work on music. Or I do. I know Duffy does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
we just all work on music in there.
You've been touring here lately?
I have a band called Banshee Tree that I've been touring with, and Duffy tours with a band called Magic Beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been touring and getting in the studio and trying to sitting on something like between 15 and 20 new songs right now. So
Wow.
just trying to get those complete, which is fun. So yeah, lots of music.
What's the road like?
It's vast and
It's like
lonely, and there's dust bunnies blowing all the time.
you and your compadres fight for the best sleeping arrangement at the free place for staying on someone's floor. Just
What do
one
people
bed.
not? What goes down? What do people not know about? They see you on stage. They're like, oh, look at feet.
They don't know that I'm like, after a show, I just want to go back to wherever I'm sleeping and guarantee that I have some sleep.
Sleep is a commodity.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, it's hard to get out there, and it's so much driving. So like, just like one, like I forget, it's like the butt bone that's connected to the butt bone that hurts after a while from just like sitting in a car, driving. It's not the glamorous part of touring.
Yeah.
Stage is fun. The lights are fun. The sound is fun. Sound check takes a while.
Are you saying it's maybe a little bit more mundane than one would think?
It's like, and it's also the most gratifying experience
For
that I know.
for that little build up to that section you're building
Yeah.
up to all day.
Totally. We do crazy things just to be able to do what we love, you know, and sometimes it's like, yeah, like, oh, we have like 10 hours and then show up a little late to a sound check and hopefully you can get everything sounding good by the time everything goes off and it works. And then it's like there's always a little moment of like, I hope people are going to come. You know? So it'd be really cool if people came to the show.
Is touring the big thing for musicians like yourselves? It seems like I feel like it might be a profession that has its challenges when people have so many places to go for entertainment or music to get your fan base or whatnot. So I'm just curious, but in that sense.
Well, if you want to reach bigger fan base, of course, you know, it's the content game. But if you just feel a drive to make music, really that kind of always stays the same. You know, it's coming from in here or something, or maybe you're channeling some energy that you can't quite channel in any other way than just play music or just create, you know. So it's that creative drive. And then, you know, whether or not people come out or are willing to absorb that music and what platforms they're using to absorb it, of course, those things are changing now faster than ever, obviously. But
You maybe don't worry about it too much. Just go out there and kind of express the craft.
I worry about it when I think it could, you know, I care about music I think it's worth showing people and it's worth, you know, honoring it. And it seems like these days part of that might be, you know, finding more modern ways to put it in front of people. Like if you like your music and you want people to hear it, you know, you may have to get into content creation.
What a cringe word, huh? It's not that bad, but
It
you guys influencers yet? Are you content creators?
Oh, man,
I think that has changed the game though, because some venues only book based on followers.
right.
The cringiest word is engagement engineer.
Engagement.
That's like a new line of work now.
Would
Like-
a musician hire an engagement engineer?
That's probably a better idea than a PR firm.
Than anything else.
Yeah.
For
You're
your-
like, how do I make people engage? Okay, so you want to do something really bad, like terrible, so everybody's mad at you. And then you'll get lots of comments. And then a lot of people will see it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one way to engineer engagement.
Man, that's
Sucking
like
so loudly.
depressing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's back to my
unless
first
you really
trend,
like
yeah.
it, you know, unless you really enjoy it, you know,
Yeah.
then it's great.
Maybe you could be upset about something you're actually upset about instead of just starting some drama about whatever would get you clicks.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I like that really put it to the test is like COVID. Not like one. It made me realize my favorite thing about performing is that interplay between the audience, performer, the energy exchange there, because it's not having any of that at all for at least a year. Felt like it was a crazy experience. Like you take that away and you still love it. You still like, I'm still super inspired. Like every day I would record something and but it made it really clear what the difference is. And so that's why the touring thing is still such an important part. It's like you have to go and feel that connection, and it's different everywhere you go, like different crowds and different rooms full of people. Sometimes like a house show with like 8 people feels amazing. Sometimes like sitting here in a room playing for one person and some cameras feels really good too. So like, but when you just like were by yourself for so long, it's like, okay, this is what just the music alone feels like. And it's like really happy to have that opportunity to see that. Made me appreciate it even more. And so then go back on the road and things are mundane and you're like, oh wait, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, you know.
When something's taken away, you really
Yeah.
come to appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you want to say something controversial about COVID so we can get engagement?
More clicks. Yeah.
Clickbait.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I started it.
Oh man.
It's you.
Because I thought it would be a good like control group to be like, oh, is music fun?
Man. People died.
I'm sorry, man. Did what I had to do.
John Prine died.
I saw him right before.
Really?
Yeah, at the Red Rock show right before
Oh, man.
COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It was awesome. He danced off stage.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he got up and he did a little shuffle.
What a
It
legend.
was awesome.
What a legend.
It was beautiful with the Colorado Symphony. Yeah, I don't want to take responsibility for killing John Prine, man. I'm feeling. Can we edit that out, man? Or anybody's grandparents.
For sure.
Horrible.
We don't think he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you played with any of your idols or people you look up to? Is there a band that any of y'all have opened for that you really admire?
Oh man, yeah, I've been really lucky to play with people that are like open shows and occasionally jump in and play with people that I really admire. Like these guys right here, I really admire this crew. But like I was at a festival in Key West playing these songs and stuff, and I was lucky enough to have this band, Handmade Moments, back me up. They're freaking awesome, like beatboxing and singing. One of them was playing tuba, and then I got to jump in and play a little bit with this songwriter from Nashville, Raylan Baxter, who's like super freaking awesome.
I'm familiar with that name.
And he was awesome, and I got to play with like a song that I really liked of his with him. And yeah, that always feels really good. I like can't even sleep when that kind of stuff happens, when you like play music with someone that you really like, so their music has really affected you in a deep way, and then you get to be part of a co-creating of it. It like yeah, it's electrifying. Feels really good. How about you, Katie?
You. I did some oohs for Dan Rodriguez once,
Nice.
Oh, cool.
and that was so cool.
On his album?
Yeah, and I
Nice.
didn't even know it was happening till it already happened. That was
Like
cool.
he was rolling tape. It's like, just keep going, ooh.
I was doing, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
what happened.
Sneaky.
I remember the oohs weren't long enough, and the guy in the booth's like, he said, I remember this, he said, hold your breath, kid, or he said, long breath, kid, and I was like, and then I did this long ooh, and I think they have it in the song.
They're like, that's
Oh,
the
really?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Long breath, kid.
Yeah, big breath, kid.
What's happening? Oh.
Just put yourself in the right place,
Yeah.
and then just start oohing and see what happens.
Just on the street holding out one prolonged ooh.
Yeah.
Hoping some like indie rock artist comes up and records his
Yeah.
next album. Yeah.
You know what is cool is like Raylan Baxter or somebody you guys are fans of. Obviously, you consume music, and there are musicians and songs that are very special to yourselves. Probably like everybody has that, and that artist never really knows about it. They just create something and they put it out in the world, and it has an unknown effect, but a very significant effect in people's lives, going through hardships and different things. And you're also creators and putting that out there and not knowing what effect it will have on individuals. Does anybody ever share anything, or do you ever think about the journey that creations take once you let them out into the world?
That's a good question.
It's definitely a motivation to keep going when you kind of you meet people out on the road who, they maybe your music helped them through a hard time, or they're just really excited, and you can tell that they've been looking forward to just going out to that show like all week. It kind of helps motivate you to not take music for granted and not take an opportunity to play it. It's almost like, it gives you a more sacred context to play it with.
Yeah, cool. Oh, this is a song about nightmares. We already covered dreams. Sleep paralysis nightmares. And yeah, Dan, he recorded Ooze on. I was talking to him about my sleep paralysis because I was kind of struggling with it. And he's like, man, maybe you're just like outside of your own body looking down at your body. And there's no like evil demons with red glowing eyes. And it's just you looking down at yourself and you're like, I'm not ready to leave my body. I don't want to do that. Can I get back into my body? And so that's my thought there, is that now it's helped me. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'm just outside of my body looking back at it. And I'm trying to crawl back in. I'm also experiencing having something try to crawl into me.
So terrible.
This is what the song's about. It's so much better now, though, because I'm like, oh, it's just me. Thought I was haunted. Gonna have to find your own way back. I can only take you so far. Always know when my battery's dead. Do you know where we are? I'm no good with directions, lost in the way of the reckless, babe. You want it in so many states. You catch yourself winning an election. My eyes roll around so fast with the ever-changing way of the sky. If you wonder where the planets held, show me the reason why. What lives at the foot of the bed that could rock me up against this wall? Limbs into a stall, cusping on the fall. Like it when the ghosts ignore me. Know all your enemies, stand next to me. Pain is the only thing protecting me. Tempted by the nature and place. Redemption is a matter of taste. Do I confuse my destiny with who's texting me? Pain is the only thing protecting me. A snapshot of my mind could always be replaced. My concern is that I'm not all here, that I don't know what's happening. All around me, everyone in fear, from the length of the straws they're grasping. Too many forces all beyond my reach, too many souls right out there clapping. They're on the one, but I don't need to teach, it's just happening. So surprised this one didn't land. Safe behind blue eyes of a wanted man. I think I better go. When it's right to turn me in, you know I won't be mad. Go on and hold my drink. We could wash the whole night down. All the blood in the sink will be there in the morning. I never had the confidence to say, to keep you away from the knife. I tried to keep myself safe, but it's starting to bore me. Tell me when you get there, all the way to heaven. You sold it with what seems fair, but you never learned your lesson. Tell me what becomes clear in the state of levitation. It just folds until it tears with all the little things it doesn't even remember. Know all your enemies, stand next to me. Pain is the only thing protecting me. Tempted by the nature in place. Redemption is a matter of taste. Do I confuse my destiny with who's texting me? Pain is the only thing protecting me. A snapshot of my mind can always be replaced. My concern is that I'm not all here, that I don't know what's happening. was all beyond my reach. Too many souls let out the dancing. They're on the one, but I don't need to teach. It's just happening. So surprised this one didn't land. Safe behind blue eyes of a wanted man. Oh, I think I better go. When it's right to turn me in, you know I won't be mad. So surprised this one didn't land. Safe behind blue eyes of a wanted man. Oh, I think I better go. When it's right to turn me in, you know I won't be mad.
Nice job, guys.
Nice job, Duffy.
Yeah, good job, Duffy. Good job, blowing up. Good job, Chad.
Good job,
Thanks.
Chad.
Some good energy in here.
Yeah.
We're trying.
I know these deep conversations. It's okay to say that I feel like I'm tripping.
Life on the road, has there been any interesting stories? Has anything eventful happen or like...
Played a bike day that was awesome recently in Missoula, Montana at a bike rescue. It's a community bike rescue called Free Cycles, and they give bicycles to people if they work on them. They have like acres and acres of old bike parts. It's insane, and this awesome venue space. And we played, and it was like this huge, like packed show. And the owner of the Free Cycles was like, "Hey, will you guys like learn a Pink Floyd song called Bike? And we're gonna suspend someone like from the ceiling, like riding a bike like on a hanger, like during your show." And we're like, "Absolutely, that sounds awesome." So, like,
Wow.
we had some like. This is while like Fish was playing the Sphere, and like everyone's like posting videos. They're like, "Oh my god, the sickest visuals!" And I'm like, we had absolutely no light show at all, but we had a person on a bike hanging from the ceiling pedaling.
There you go.
It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
You work with what you got.
It's like ET in the basket.
It was very ET. Yeah, I was thinking that the whole time looking up. Like, this is awesome.
It's more on the line when there's a human life. I mean,
Yeah.
flashy
Oh, yeah.
lights are cool.
And
but
people had their back too. Like, there was people crowd surfing at that show, which was awesome too. So the combination was like a lot of people in the air.
What state has the best people?
Oh, it's funny. You just learn.
Whatever state you're in.
Yeah, you get you see different strengths in different groups of people, and you know that where one can't provide a certain support or a certain mindset, you'll go somewhere else and you get a different flavor.
That's a great attitude.
Yeah, it's something to learn from everyone.
You kind of just seek out the best in everybody. Maybe some folks, maybe they have more empathy. Some people, they have like a work ethic.
Yeah.
Some people are very hospitable. Some people are very, I don't know, what are big city people like?
Yeah.
Busy?
Busy.
Some people are very busy.
Running around.
Yeah, it's an honor when you play a show in a big city and people actually come out and you're like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah.
people carved time out of their. They took a series of trains to get here tonight.
Yeah.
Be here on time for my 7:30 set.
One thing I do when I travel, and this may be common, is like, oh, could I live here? You think? I wonder if I could live here.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to like the place you're drawn to or the place that is home to you, you think that comes from something like you identify a certain place, or it comes like within like where you're drawn to, or is it less magical and just like the people you're around and who you're married or in a relationship with?
If you want to get crunchy, there are
Ley
ley
lines.
lines.
Talk about ley lines. I was like, yeah.
You say crunchy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ley lines.
I might be too old. Is that a slang word?
Crunchy, like we might be eating the granola.
Yeah.
Over my head.
Like
so.
having to do with hippies.
It's hippie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's like
Ley
energetic
Nice.
lines that
Crunchy.
like attack your
Based
soul.
on where you're born.
Attract your souls. Yeah.
And when.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain places that are supposed to resonate with your physiology better than others. And those are your ley lines, right?
That feels more like astrology, but I don't know.
I think
The ley lines are like, I think of it as like generational.
they're set lines.
It's like, yeah, there's like generational like geography where there's like, where essentially magic has happened and like, people have gravitated towards this area, like the way the Front Range. Like,
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm
It's
talking
like
about.
there's like got to be a ley line here. There's so much energy coming through here. I don't know.
These are like energy forces.
Yeah,
around
like
us.
energetic forces around. I think the first thing you said though, like relationships and friendships and all of that, like that's what drives most people. Like, you know, you want to be around your people, and it's risky and it's hard to like move to a new place and just like essentially start from scratch in terms of like interpersonal relationships.
Like, would you move anywhere? Because like for me personally, I'm like,
Yeah.
when I'm in the American West, I'm like, maybe I could do Salt Lake or Boise or another place in Colorado. But then I'm like in the South or the East, I'm no thought. I have no interest. I'm originally from Illinois.
I have like fantasies of places I could live that have nothing to do with career and that, like being by the water, like would be freaking amazing. I'm attracted to Denver and Boulder because of like the amount of creative energy here, and that's inspiring. So it feels really good right now. It's like, could we have that, but like out on a distant island somewhere where no one can find you?
Start
Like,
a
that would be
commune,
cool too.
Tom.
Yeah.
We'll all come.
Yeah.
Is any part of that trying to get away, be around less of anything?
I like it all. I like being around people, and I like city energy too. So it's like finding like some perfect balance. It's like,
Is it just the water, the actual water? that
yeah, I
draws you?
love the ocean. Yeah, the ocean is so beautiful. Being out here in Colorado for so long, it's so funny. You kind of like crave whatever the opposite is. Like like in New York, I was like, I wish I had giant mountains.
Did you live in New York?
Yeah, we're both from upstate New York.
Oh wow.
We got
So
that
was Dan
around
Hochman. He was from New York.
I didn't even realize. Maybe I forgot that. There's just so many East Coasters out here. It's like you forget, but like it's crazy. Yeah, we're both from Albany, Schenectady area. Yeah, it's just contrast, like just big contrast. Like these are like the mountains that like you draw when you're like a kid. You're like, mountains, pointy, snow caps, like.
The snow caps are consistent.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing. Like I had that. I'd never seen that before, but when I was a kid, I was like, I know that's what mountains look like. It's like, I don't know, we're getting too heavy here. It's getting into signified.
I was pleasantly
images,
surprised that the snow caps were like consistent and they kept happening. I was like, just from like the drawings.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to look, I think. And yeah, I never, like what I knew of mountains my whole life wasn't that, but so it felt kind of kismet when I came out here and saw that. I'm like, oh, this is like high contrast to what I know. I love this, you know. And now I'm here for a while. I'm like, you know what's the opposite of just mountains? Like, ocean. Let's get some ocean up in here.
We talked about worry earlier, and I think the other topic I was curious about was hope.
Hope, yeah.
And maybe
Love
it's
this.
something you're hopeful for in yourself, or you're hopeful for the world around you, or the community around you. When you think about that word hope.
Yeah, I mean, like, back to the dread. Like, I want the opposite of that dread that we spoke about earlier. I'm hopeful that people will, like, in all this, like, overload of internet and screen time and isolation will, like, crave that connection again and be able to very distinctively, like, know. Like, be like, this is real versus this is, like, the digital distortion of, you know, like, staring at a phone doing nothing. And, like, recognize that difference and start to really crave and lean into the good real things. And like I hope that happens. And personally I hope like with music and stuff, I like keep going and keep working as hard as I can with it, that it will grant me more like freedom. Like it's exciting being on the road and like seeing all these places and being like I am not necessarily tethered to one geographic location. And so I hope that like feeling gets like fed more and more, and I feel like I could be anywhere and fly to anywhere I need to be, and, or like get on a bike, be anywhere I need to be, whatever. And flying cars is scary, but I think it would be awesome.
Flying cars?
Yeah.
You're hopeful
sweet.
for those?
hopeful low emission flying cars that just don't bump into each other. That would be awesome.
I hope to see that one day, and I think we will.
Yeah.
I think we've got to make it a priority.
I don't think we'll be allowed to drive them. I think it will be like once we've been revoked of our driver's licenses and it's all like automated. And they'll be like, now you can fly. We've been able to make you fly for a long time. We didn't trust y'all.
Hope. Yeah. You know, you're hopeful that you can just honor what's going on in your life and just learn to navigate whatever challenges life throws at you with grace, or I guess I'm talking about myself, you know, that's what I hope for. It's just grace and honor and doing right by what's around me.
For sure.
Being together brings me hope. But especially with music. Makes it so much better.
I hope for collaboration musically. It's just so fun. It just brings.
That's a good thing to hope for.
It's a sponge pulls.
What do they call it when you like are making hopes, but you're like saying them out loud and you like put something on fire?
Affirmations.
Yeah. Do you guys want to throw anything out there? See if it happens.
Oh,
Flying cars.
Let's take flying cars off the table. That's like low priority. I was just Lily.
Like I'm just saying, if all four of us went all in on it, there might be a better chance.
Yeah,
but we don't have to.
affirmation.
Yeah, creative competency and just staying loose.
I hope everyone stays creative.
Yeah,
in the whole fucking world.
You guys are so wholesome.
I probably shouldn't say that.
I mean, you know, a balance of creative competency and then just avoiding the existential despair, you know?
Yeah.
All of those things.
Avoid despair. Stay creative.
Stay frosty.
Eat plants. Flying cars. This shirt is gonna slap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this thing printed. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Well, how do you avoid the dread again?
Oh, did we decide?
I think we found a solution.
Yeah.
It's just the thing that I talked to the last group. I think I talked last to guests about was just AI and the dread of the thing that makes us so human and the thing that's most special about us. We're giving away to AI to create when it's just like that's what's so central to the humanness of us is art. Why are we farming out art to have it made quickly when it's so special and the process is so special and you grow so much in the process that I guess I hope there's a way forward for creativity and to feel like it's special, expressing something as a human being, and for that not to be lost when everything is created a million times over. That,
Love that.
we can appreciate it as all those humans together.
I love that, man. That's it. That's my thoughts on the whole. Like, I love technology. We got a room full of microphones, cameras right now, but like the tools of AI and all that stuff, like it's a little scary, like to think about how much they can do. But I am hopeful about people being able to spot the difference. If there's a difference, if there's not a difference. To some people, that's okay too. Some people are like, Tim, I like listening only to AI house music because it's just so much better. I'm like, fine. That's cool. You do you. But I think some people are going to be like, man, I want to hear someone like mess up. And then you can listen to like stuff like what we're doing, where we mess up. Just a little bit.
That is hopeful because I'm good at messing up too. So.
Yeah, I can't wait until people are stoked on messing up.
Yeah,
they know it'll take some of the pressure off because I think like whatever 50 years ago I was like, you have to be perfect, strive for perfection. It's like let's try to be as like real and a little sloppy as possible, you know.
It is a trend. You make the highest resolution cameras and whatnot, or in music, and people want to shoot on analog film or they want to record to tape and try these methods that are less digital. But I'm going to tell myself I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Just the most important thing is we just keep caring about human beings and go to shows so you can be with other human beings and watch other human beings and
can
know
support that.
who's making your food, who's making your films, know about the other person, and then I think the community will go on.
And I think it's going to be lonely, too, if there's a lot of films and music being made by AI. It's like, it may be a lonely feeling to like a piece of art, but know that there's no actual human behind it. It may be like this feeling of like, oh, this piece of art now feels a little icky, you know? Because like, it's like there isn't a mind behind this. It's just a bunch of averages being compiled and by a computer that made this happen. And you can be emotionally affected. I know for a fact you can be emotionally affected by AI art, because art is art. But it's a matter of like, is the feeling going to carry hope with it? Is it only going to carry cold loneliness? Is the cold loneliness sexy? Like, we don't know. It's to be determined. Like,
it's definitely going to be sexy.
It's definitely, they're going to make it sexy first. That's how that's...
This is America.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm hopeful that music keeps its special flaws.
Awesome. Well, maybe we can return to being back in the moment. And is this song number 4?
This is song number 4. This song is dedicated to my friend Lana, who passed away in King Super shooting. Some are dying, some are known by you. Please be kindly, don't cut the line, just follow through. When you leave me smiling, the creek below, it heard us sing. Beautiful island comes to the shore to feel the spring. Hold my wild tangles, and I tell you what I've learned. Everything feels mango. Take the time you need to hurt. The rude awakening, the sunny days all wasted slow, make it distant and haunted. Make some changes before I go. It's okay to hang around here, I know you well. Feet that never touch the ground, you wear like hell. Hold my wild tangles, and I'll tell you what I've learned. When everything feels mango, take the time you need to hurt.
That was great.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming over.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
What'd you think of place.
It's nice. I like what you've done with all of the films you directed up top. That's cool. And this wall, you know, like
I love
authenticity.
Yeah. It's good to be honest.
I love how you just walk in. I had no idea what to expect when you just walk into an apartment complex of sorts, and they're just like, oh, here's a creative studio, like a tiny space. That's the cool thing about the age we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what's behind, just 2 doors over or something. Something's being created.
The neighbors know now after our sound check.
Nobody said anything. There were drums here earlier, so.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And you're good.
Pushing the words, yeah.
And Zach knows somebody who has like an African drum group.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one where I was like trying to talk to him, like, do you think that would be over the line for the audio level? Big African drums, but we might try to make it work.
Yeah, if you can set that baseline precedent of the African drum ensemble.
So it's only for like
Which
a little.
walls are
1
shared
hour.
with other people? Like this one?
Probably all of them.
Okay, all of them. There's people on all sides. Yeah.
It's economics. You gotta cram everybody in.
You could leave a note in the mailbox. It'd be like, African drumming group coming over at 3 p.m. If you have a problem with it, call this number.
I think maybe I don't use the second part, so I can just.
You
say I
won't
gave
have a
them-
problem with this. Please do not reach me. And
Don't
if you knock,
be
it will
a
interrupt.
vibe killer, you know? I hope you're cool. If I were to think of one deep question, it would be, what brings you purpose or meaning in life, personally? You can't say music. You can say something that's like a step broader than music, like the part of it that you enjoy.
Cool. I think the emotional context of music, like when I'm like get feedback that makes me feel the closest to my purpose, is when someone is emotionally affected by a song or something written, and like you said, they like carry their own, like, you don't know, it's a gamble. You put art in the world and you don't know how people are going to take it. Like, someone heard that song we just played and told me that it helped them through a really hard time in their life, and like that right there is like shoots you right back to the purpose. You're like, okay, I'm meant to make songs, because if you can carry emotion the way you can carry emotion through music, I think that's the part that it makes me feel the most purpose.
Maybe that's the other half to self-expression. So self-expression is super important to me as a creative, and I've been talking to friends about it a little bit, and it's like, seems a little selfish maybe, or you're just doing it for you, but I think the second half of that is connection. Mm-hmm. So you have to authentically express yourself maybe to connect with another human being. So whether you're doing that through songwriting or filmmaking, like, it becomes unselfish when you can connect with somebody.
Mm-hmm. If you were filmmaking and just watching the videos just yourself and not letting anyone else see them, like, how would that feel?
It would feel empty after a while. There still is a energy and fulfillment to create the thing in the first place, but you definitely want to share it. If you don't share it, it just kind of lingers. It doesn't. The expression doesn't happen, and the expression is a pretty important part, I think.
I think creativity in any form, throughout your day, it doesn't have to be music, but I think there's like a spark of aliveness that happens in the creative moment. It's as if a switch turns in your brain, and I think it's inspiring and it's contagious, and I think that's one of the reasons you want to show people music or art or show them a video or anything that like has that spark intrinsic to it, like that was born of that creative impulse, because it's just such a human thing to be creative, from survival onward to where we are now. You know, you have to be creative. You have to share ideas and show each other what works and what doesn't. And it's exciting, and it makes our brain emit chemicals. So, which is what it's all about. It's the chemicals.
It would maybe be a sad world or existence if we weren't able to be creative in some manner.
Yeah. Might not exist.
Yeah, I think we're meant to create stuff. I think that's the ticket.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy when I'm not,
Yeah.
so I do it.
Because you have to survive.
Yeah.
Feeding my cat.
Yeah, you just sing to feed your
I'm not
cat.
being cheeky. That really does give me purpose.
For sure.
Something to live for.
Yeah.
I mean,
He can't live without me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it gives a lot of people purpose when they're raising a child or caretaking for a pet. I mean, it's another life that you're in charge of steering in the right direction and having them turn out a good cat, a healthy
He's a good cat.
cat
Such a
with
good cat.
hopefully with a good attitude, or raising a child, to be a good citizen.
Yeah.
Either way.
Kids are the worst. Just kidding. They're just such assholes.
What was that thing they say about guys with hats?
They make terrible parents. They've chosen the hats over parenting. Structured hats, not just any hats.
Where'd you hear that one?
There's a song about it.
Who wrote it?
I don't know, but it's
Thom LaFond.
They've chosen the hats over parenting. If you see two parents dressed up in structured hats,
Sounds like
you
a
know that
Saturday
they
Night Live tune.
have chosen the hats over parenting.
So you kind of like give folks the nod when you're walking down the street, you see them with the structured hat, and be like,
You a
kids.
dad? I hope not. Yeah.
We get it, right?
Yeah.
Or like, there's like a child crying in public. You both kind of look at each other and raise your eyebrows. See that?
See that? That's why we got these.
Tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's a hard rule, right?
Yeah, you see people with hats like these, they probably shouldn't be parenting. Is this gonna get us the views? Hot takes.
I don't even have an audience.
This
We gotta
hot
find
take
that,
on
too.
hard lines around parenting. Yeah. Anyway.
That was fun. It was nice. It was nice meeting y'all and
It's super nice meeting you.
opening up about a couple things.
Yeah.
And playing some good tunes. Do your friends ever try to nudge you and like get you to write a song about them? Like, I wish you'd write a song about me.
I can't say I've ever had that happen.
Okay.
Just
like if somebody did
covers.
want a song written about them or their film company, they wouldn't directly ask, right?
If they want like a song for a creative purpose, like, hey, I need like an intro to my podcast.
That's mostly for my ego. I just want to like.
You want us to be like, hey, child. You ask the good questions.
That felt great. Thank you.
I think when
I can't do that.
I think at a late night jam session, any requests for about anyone are probably going to be received pretty well. And if it's this crew, probably you'll get
whales.
as you saw, you'll get some sort of attempt on the spot in the moment. So never be afraid to ask a musician who has their instrument in hand.
Noted.
To if they're really down for the cause, they'll
blues
jump
song
on it.
just 2 days ago.
What's that? If you want to play it.
I'm a brave little toaster. I just make toast. I'm a brave little toaster. I just make toast. Go on wily adventures. I'll still make you some toast. Oh, here it goes, here it goes. I'm making toast. 6 days a week. I'll make you toast, but that toast is gluten-free. I'm a brave little toaster, if you can even call that toast. I still haven't figured out the last line to this blues yet. I gotta watch the movie again, and then I'll have some ideas.
I can't shimmy. My foot.
But like, I was like, that would make a good like blues song, and I only had that one line. Anyway, I don't know.
That's one of those childhood movies that scars people.
Yeah.
Right. I never.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched
I'm still
that one.
recovering from
Obviously.
being reminded of that film. I hope you also recovered safely too. It was a sad movie.
I'm already almost fully recovered from that. Song.
You feel sad about the vacuum cleaner, don't you?
People bring up the vacuum cleaner. I didn't watch that movie growing up, so I don't
Oh,
know. I
you
have
didn't
enough
feel- yeah.
scarring.
Oof. It's like
scarring children's movies.
nothing makes you want to sing the blues like that movie.
That's already like a verse. Nobody want to sing the blues like Blind Willie McTell.
You just gotta watch the Brave Little Toaster all the time, and it'll give you the blues.
Do you ever write songs on the spot?
I mean, that song.
Pretty
When I
much.
say I wrote it, I mean it's like just started singing it.
Because of the
I was
blues, you can kind of just.
like, one line. I didn't even come. Then you need another line, but I haven't even come up with that yet, so it's incomplete.
It's almost like we could probably come up with one right now.
Yeah, what's rhymes with toast?
The most. I love
Yeah, the
toast
most.
the
There's a lot
most.
of obvious ones. I was like, I'm like, fuck.
I boast my
Yeah.
toast wherever I go.
Yeah. Man.
Whenever I'm on the coast, I'm eating toast.
Yeah,
Is that
so
right?
you could be like,
That was good.
I'm a brave little toaster, I just make toast. Brave little toaster, I just make toast. I make toast in the ocean, and I make toast on the coast. You just need something to rhyme at the very end. And it's gotta be sad. That's the blues.
The sad thing is the one that loves me the most is my toast. I don't know.
It's
My baby don't love me, but my toast do.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're getting somewhere.
Now it is.
Yeah, you just brought baby not loving you into it. That's like feed that blues. Let's do a real song instead.
Okay. That was just good energy. I like that. You got a whole concept album, toast.
Oh man, I got a song called Little Baby Orca Whales that is another one of those songs. It's just like one line. We could all work on it together. Next focus group meeting that
Okay.
we have. I tried to speak my first words, listening to the birds, keeping every thought under a page. Is that really what you heard? The sounds I tried to form, folding all my words right into place. I was on the phone with a real good friend. Heaven only knows if I could recognize myself. If you mean it, no needing to pretend. The seasons got me weak again. Soft eyes, spotlights, hope you have a real good time out there on the island.
Why do I always need to be the one to hide it? Come around and you bring everything to silence. Is my soul surviving?
Could you excuse me? I just need to be awake at dawn.
Am I really gonna follow everywhere you want? Is my soul surviving?
There you were, just like a visionary danger. I know life is far too short to be a stranger. Invisible, unwanted, invisible but haunted. You walk a tightrope in your mind. Are you running out of time? On
on a fresh new thought with a renegade twitch. Everyone you knew was on board with some extra thought when we shaded in, clear away the dirt.
Why do I always need to be the one to hide it? Come around and you bring everything to silence. Is my soul surviving?
Could you excuse me, I just need to be awake at dawn.
Am I really gonna follow everywhere you want?
Is my soul surviving? Could you excuse me, I just need to be awake at dawn.
Am I really gonna follow everywhere you want? Is my soul surviving?
Could you excuse me, I just need to be awake at dawn.
Am I really gonna follow everywhere you want? Is my soul surviving?
That was great. Could you let folks know how to find you and what you'll be up to?
Yeah. Well, I got a website. It's thomlafond.com. Tom with an H. THOMLAFOND. And I will be posting any shows that we're playing on there. As of now, we don't have any shows with this group coming up, but there will be. Probably something in the fall.
Sweet.
Oh man, thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Well, unless you guys want to improv, I think that was a good set.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hesitation got you living in the basement and you're missing on the light of the moon. Levitation is a labor of love, yeah. A little something like the heat of the sun, the cold night that swallows you. Hesitation got you eager to